Right guys, welcome back. My dad's got a new project. He's picked up a cheap monkey bike. He picked up off eBay. The guy said it's been standing about 8-9 years. So today I'm going to try and go through it, get it up and running. What to say about it? It's got a 150 in it. It's got a lot of trip bits in it. He's got a set of aluminium rims on it. Don't know the whole in and outs of how it was stored or anything else after that. My dad's done some immediate work to it. We've made sure the engine turns over, it sparks. We've got no key with it, so we've had to hot wire it. The tank was reasonably clean. He's put some fresh fuel in and he's cleaned the carb. Unfortunately, other than that, my dad said it just pops and bangs, or it backfires. It don't spring into life. So we're going to take it in the workshop and have a good look around it. I'll show you around the bike quickly, and I'll show you what sort of state it's in. A lot of the aluminium's really oxidised, really bad. It's just from storage and stuff. But my dad was putting a lot of mileage on his cafe, and it's a show bike to him, and he wanted to get something he could just go out and play with. So he went out and bought this. He bidded on it on eBay and won it. So yeah, let's have a quick look around it and we'll go from there. Right, so I dragged it into the workshop. Just to give you an idea of how long it's been standing, you can clearly see the amount of powder and oxidisation on all the aluminium. So it's clearly been stood a long time. Well, there's me. Yeah, so it's got an aftermarket exhaust. It says not for road use on it, so clearly that's nice and illegal. It's got like a Scorpion sticker. I don't think that is a Scorpion exhaust. 04 reg. The guy said he bought it brand new, and he'd obviously done the mods and whatever to it. It's clearly leaking fuel here. Yeah, so you'll see the amount of powdering and oxidisation there is all over the engine and stuff. It has been stood a long time. It came with no keys, so we popped the barrel out of it. Tyre wise, they're an odd brand, so I mean they'll do to get it going, but they obviously want a new set putting on. It's got a nice set of aftermarket shocks. OO Racing, used a few of their products before, they're quite good. DP 310s, whatever that means. What else to say about it? The fucking front end of it's fucking ugly. It's got some sort of like Street Fighter style headlight on it that doesn't really do it for me, but it's my dad's bike, so whatever he wants to do. He's had a go trying to clean up the chrome, so you can see the before and after the results are there. So he's probably going to clean up okay. I mean, he hasn't even washed it or done anything with it. Literally, it came straight out of like a garage or a barn, and it's been doing here. But look, we went through the engine, made sure it had oil, compression, and a spark. So it has got a spark. Will it be quite weak though? I don't know if you can get in focus on that. Focus is shit on that. I don't know if that's coming out of film, but don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I can see it. It says made in China, so you know it's good. It's got a real nice aftermarket cooler on it. It's really quite nice, to be fair, bolted straight up through the frame. It's a nice little curved intercooler. Asia Products, never heard of them, but it looks alright. There was another seat on it. My dad's changed the seat, so it had one of those Wally, the original wonky Chinese seats. He's put like this low slung one in. The rear mudguard, that's completely gone. All the pitting and chrome and that on it, so he put a black one on. What else? The speedo's been done. Has had a digital speedo put up, and here's the pickup for it as well. I think that's because the speedo only goes to 40 miles an hour, so I think the lad wanted to see how fast he was going. So my plan is to get it up and running today for him, and then I'll leave him to play with it after that, because that's what he's done it for. He's done it for a project for himself, and I can't sit here and do everything for him. He's got to entertain himself. So I'm going to set you up on the GoPro, and I'm going to go through the normal bits and pieces, plugs, leads, coils, wiring, and just make sure, because that spark seems a bit weak. Could be a faulty stator in it. We'll have to look into it, but yeah, let's see if we can get this thing fired up for the first time in 8 years. Yeah, so the carbon's twisting that way. Alright, let's see if we move out the house. See if we've got a spark. See if we can see it on camera. All I feel is the air from the thing. Yeah, so it's got a spark, and And it smells compression-y.
Yeah.
It smells compression-y. It sounds like it's pumping a lot of air.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you crank the carb over, because you've set it while it was leaning,
Yeah.
so you think it was straight, but it weren't, so it wasn't squaring up. It's a genuine Makuni as well.
Yeah, this is the one that was on it originally.
Didn't want that screwdriver.
How's that?
Yeah, that's better. That's square now.
Have a look.
Yeah, that's sound. I can tell by looking at
Oh
it.
no, just a bit this way.
Okay, now.
Hold the bike.
I've got it. Just crank it, that's it.
Yeah, cool.
I'll tighten it back up. Put it down on the stand again. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's fuel in the tank.
Yes.
There's fuel in the carb. So what happens when you kick it? It pops.
I do a load of kicking
Yeah.
and it's just moving air.
Okay.
And then leave it for a second, come back to it, and it's like...
It just pops.
Yeah. I've had popping out the exhaust, I've had popping out the car, so it's...
It could be a valve sticking or anything.
Well, I was wondering, maybe something similar to what Steph was doing. You know, where the...
Burnt the valve too. The valve. Oh well, the valve weren't closing properly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's a sticky valve.
So I think if it don't fire up, then just take those inspection covers off.
Have a look
Make
at the
sure
valve lifters. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's just. I want to see what it does. So let's just put the plug in it, and I'll kick it over. You doing it up tight or just doing it hand tight?
No, do it up tight so that we actually get the compression.
You've got to go down that way.
Because I'm on a different angle.
Because you're on a different angle.
Yeah.
I'm left-handed here. I'm trying to do it while holding the camera. Yeah, it's alright. Just let me start it off.
I want to do it.
No, I'm doing it. Fuck off. Oh, fuck. You threaded it?
No.
Go on then, do it now. I've started it now.
Yeah, there's a lot of oxidisation on there, isn't there?
Yeah, loads of powdering on the aluminium and that.
And considering how much powdering the aluminium's had, the rest of it has stood the test of time quite well.
Quite like the chrome and that.
Yeah.
It slid off the stand again. Yeah, for Chinese, yeah. Right, so we've got fuel, we've got choke on. I'm going to turn the fuel on. Okay. See if it will. We've got enough compression there for me. It's fucked so wet and tough. It's blowing back out through the carb, so the valves ain't sitting. I got my hand over the back of I literally, as I'm kicking it there, I could see it pushing fuel back out the carb.
Yeah.
The carb's not leaking. The
It's not
compression's blowing fuel out the carb.
Yeah, it's not sucking, it's blowing.
Yeah, it's blowing out the carb, so you've got an induction problem straight away. So we've got to pull the top half of the head off.
Okay.
At least, even if we only strip it when you go, you've got to replace this.
Yeah.
At least we start somewhere. As soon as I'm kicking it over, blowing back into my hand.
Yeah.
So I know your valve, there's a head issue.
This is why I was getting, when I was kicking over, if I left it for a minute, went back to it, it would out the car.
Yeah, that's what it's doing. It
Yeah.
spits out the carb. So we just put it on the bench, we'll take the head off it.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean, you've done what you can, but now it's mechanical, so you've got to
Yeah.
pull the head off.
Yeah.
Right, let's get the head off it then.
You want to go up on the bench or not?
Yeah, get up on the bench because my back. I mean, I'm 30, but my back's 70, I think. Yeah. So what the issue he's got is when I kick it,
Oh, yeah.
it's blowing straight back out the body of the carb, and I could feel it when I was kicking it. So I know full well he's got a certain head issue. I've seen you change the headstock as well.
Yeah.
Would you do paint it black or?
Just give it a lick of just some cellulose Rathcan.
Well, let's get up on the bench and then we'll take the valve clearances out and we'll pull your head off because he's clearly got. To be honest, Dad, he's probably done exactly the same as what you did to the 190 and just ran it lean and fucking burnt a valve seat out or something. So.
Well, he was telling me that the carb was leaking. Now, why it was leaking, I don't know.
Yeah, it's leaking because the compression is firing back down the carb.
It's blowing it back out.
Blowing it back out, so he's kicking it and going, oh, it's leaking fuel, but it actually isn't leaking. Well, it is leaking fuel, but it's leaking fuel for another reason, not that the carb's fucked.
Yeah.
Well, let's get up on the bench then. Can't do that with a big one.
Yeah.
You stick over because the stand ain't over it. You're too close to get back.
Oh, Corona!
2 meters, please. Dad, don't put it there, because that's what we're working. It ain't going to go anywhere. It won't go anywhere.
Oh, it's got to...
Just go up and over the swing arm like that.
Wait.
Yeah. Look, just do that.
Yeah.
Just so it,
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
it can't fall off.
Yeah.
And then we'll start yanking the finger. First thing to come off is your front mud guard then.
Yeah, it's fine.
You got any gloves?
Yeah, all good.
I didn't think it was plastic.
Yeah.
No wonder I rushed it away. Yeah, exhaust got come off, it's on the head, but just let me pull the valve caps off first.
Yeah.
Just inspect it. The first thing to get out of the way, we've got to get out of the way, is this oil cooler. So if you get the Allen keys out of that vacuum set and just unlock the 2 Allen keys either side.
Cooler, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually a nice cooler, that. And then pull the valve caps off and let me see what's going on there. We'll take the spark plug out because there's clearly something wrong in there. Don't get any ideas, you're not keeping that set again.
No. No, I don't need it.
No, that's a nice little quarter drive set though. So, cooler off, both valve caps off. I can take the bottom valve cap off, but I expect that mostly the problem is going to be the intake side because we had it back before while blowing back through the carb. So it's either valve seat or valve burnt out. It's definitely a valve train issue. I don't think it's going to be a piston issue. If it was a piston issue, you'd have no compression at all. Like you say, the compression keeps coming and going.
Yeah.
I reckon it's just it might be as lucky as a sticky valve. If not, then he's done some damage and then he obviously didn't know, and then he said the carb. Saying that, with him saying the carb was leaking, just chuck it in there, Dad. He said the carb was leaking. I suspect that it probably is blowing back then. We'll just hang that off to one side. The indicator out you want. Yep.
We're good.
Well, let's just hang this out of the way.
There's another little washer somewhere.
Well, it's fell off now. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to just knock these 2 off from here? Get it out of the way completely. then we're not having to work around it.
I'm sure they're 12s, aren't they?
Yeah, they are 12s. You can tell by looking at them. I'll put sound effects in afterwards, it's not a problem. What sound effect would you like? What, like an impact driver?
What?
Yeah. Don't lose the washers. There might be some oil coming out of there.
Oh yeah.
Let's have a look at that. Let me have a look. I just want to see in the tip of the banjo. There's a lot of shit in there. That actually looks more like the. No, it's just all the rubber sit from the seal.
If anything, it's probably taking back some of the fuel that's been kicked over and over and over again.
Yeah, ball wash the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Probably find the oil smells really fuely.
It's going to be thin now once changing.
Oh yeah. Let's just see what the head issue for is first. Dripping a little bit of oil now.
I'll get a cloth underneath there.
Let's get that washer off there before we lose it. I'll do. It's so fucking hard, it's one-handed. Yeah, take this cooler away. I've caught it. Passed an 8mm on that quarter drive, Dad. Right, just go crack this head off. Don't worry about that just yet.
Well,
Yeah, it's got to come off in it. We're going to inspect anyway. Yeah, the fucking hell, this guy's got 2 right hands.
well, as I've been looking at it, when I've been working on it, like electrics and different things,
Yeah.
everything is in its place where it should be. There's nothing been bodged on it.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, when you bought a bike, that's you know, a bit of reassurance when you're trying to do a restoration or you're trying to do some extra work. Then the fact that
Yeah, been fucked about with too much.
yeah, it wasn't bastard in the first place. Then
Bastard. Wasn't bastard. Well, at the minute, this valve is all the way up, so, well, yeah, there's a bit of free play at the top, so.
is that good or bad?
Yeah, it's good, but it might also be bad because, I mean, the valve seat could be burnt out. Not wrecking the place. Okay. Let's pull the carb off then. I'm going to take the head off completely and look in there.
I've got some new
Washers.
dishwashers, yeah.
Yeah, they're cheap. You can get a big
I
box.
was just going to buy a box of.
You can buy a big assortment of like 200 of them.
Yeah. Oh, no, 200.
Why don't you want 200?
That would just encourage me, wouldn't it?
To what? To do what? Put washers on everything?
Yeah.
hands are so fucking oily now.
You've got a clean one, it's off there, that's handy.
Pull up a little bit, that's it. You can get it off and out of the way now. Cheers.
In there.
Right, just get the curb out of the way. Right. Right, now we've got it all apart. You've got a rag in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, pass me that rag. I didn't drop that.
Although sometimes
That fell off the bench.
I do lose my rag.
Okay, right, so just check that the valve looks like the intake valve looks like it's doing its ting. Okay, that exhaust, yeah, that's doing its ting as well. There's also oil flying out of it now. Okay, so valves are going up and down, and I can see the valve retainer and the spring, so it's going to be internal.
We need to investigate.
We need to pull the head off. So I need that side cover off because I need to do TDC the timing.
Okay.
So this cover off, and then I'll take this cover off from the other side. So the bolt runs right through the middle of the head. I need a 10 on that, Dad, quickly.
It doesn't stay on there. Oh, there's the 10 that I was looking for.
Okay. So yeah, you undo that nut there, and it's actually misleading because you think it's just only small, but it actually runs the whole length of the head and holds the cover on the opposite side. So you take this bolt out and it'll be 20 foot long. I'll give that a little tap. I should break the cap off the other side, but it's not playing ball because I think it's been in there so long. You got a little tapper. This is a tapper. And that cap pops off the other side. I'm going to grab that, Dad.
Yeah.
Just push it in a little bit. So I've got some more on this side. Right, that cap come off. You see how long that bolt is?
Wow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
That's going for clean up.
Right, so the chain's on it. It doesn't look like it's got a big cam in it, but that has been scraping the head, look. See that pulley there? There's like a swash line, like a rub line,
Yeah.
and that's been rubbing on that, so that's when the cam's been sliding backwards and forwards. Get that cover off. Then there's a TDC mark there. It's got to go with that. Crack off that. Head will be off in 10 minutes. Have to check the whole lot. Another 2 there. What's your head? Remember when we were doing the first video, and I must have fucking headbutted the handlebars about fucking 20 times in the video. Over, above. That's it. You can get that off with the gear selector on.
I should do. There's another bolt underneath.
No, there ain't. That's it.
Oh, right. Okay.
You guys get that? Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah. The spiders.
Yeah.
Been in there a while, hasn't he? Okay.
I didn't see which of his bollocks.
There's a mark there that needs to line up with there, and there's another mark on here. So if we go, okay, let's have a look here. Okay, I think I found your issue.
Really?
Yeah, your timing's out. Way out.
Is it?
Yeah. So there's the timing mark there, which is that dot there and there.
Was that actually rotating that stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, all tight. So there's the timing mark. Just you can see it. I don't know why it's coming off on camera. Can you see it? So yeah, there's a dot, a little triangle there and a dot there, and literally the timing mark on here is way out. So it's got to be.
See if I can highlight that for you.
So that's the TDC marking there. That's the TDC marking there. And the cam is, God, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teeth out.
Wow.
So that's your issue, but I think we're going to have to pull the head off to make sure there's no valve damage. But once we pull the head off, we can't reseal the gasket down. So I say what we do is, if it's fucked, it's already fucked. So I say we try and put the timing straight and see if it comes.
See where we go from there.
See it goes from there, because all well and good pulling this head off, but I've got no 150cc head gasket set to replace it. So if I break the head, it's not going to be. We're not going to get it running anyway.
Yeah.
So I say we try and reset the timing.
Okay.
So TDC it there.
Mhm.
And then I'll pull that camera on. I'll just make sure that it's not because the chain's loose. You may have over revved it. Another problem, you could have probably downshifted into the wrong gear or something and jumped a couple of teeth. But it's 100% definitely out. Either he's took it apart to do something and fucked it up, or he never.
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah. So let's not overguess it. But that's the TDC marking there and there. So let's set the timing correctly and see what it does after that.
Okay.
So right, so we've got this marked up for TDC. Yeah.
Yeah.
That marking's there for that. So what I'm trying to do is the 9mm. It's obviously turn everything over. I just wanted to try
Do you want
and.
me to see if I can undo while you hold?
I don't want to undo. I want to try and get the chain to jump over the.
Oh right,
the
okay.
sprocket. See how much slack there is in there.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do is time it back up. So you've got
Yeah, they're all there.
oh, no good.
What do you want?
Oh, a flat blade. I've got this one here, but
There's a black one here somewhere. Unless you've already got it.
there's the actress to the bishop.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah. Right, okay, so if you... Is there a 9mm on that impact driver?
No.
Put a 9mm on that impact driver, let me just...
That's what I was looking for, and you said I don't need it.
Yeah, well I do now. The only way I could do that is if I put the camera 180 out, which it can't be. So it's got to be, that's got to go one for the rotation. No, because that would just be back at the same place. Oh, hang on, I'll have a look at it. Now, give me a minute, let me think. No. Right, where I'm at is the timing was out. It was out at least 6 teeth. Set the timing, and it locks up, and then it's sucking in the intake and it feels odd, or it's blowing out the intake and everything else, and it just feels odd. So then I set the timing 180 out on the cam and it locks up as well. So I've come to the conclusion that I'm thinking that it's dropped a valve or something inside the cylinder, and why the reason the timing was out was because the valve or debris in the way locked the cam and then the timing's jumped. So I've got to take the head off, there's no way around it. Just for my peace of mind, because I can't, my brain's just going to me like, why is the timing wrong? And then when you set the timing it locks up, and I'm thinking maybe it's got a bent valve. So we've got to pull the cylinder head off, just to eliminate it, even if I only take it apart to make sure everything's right. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I think that the timing's jumped because there's been an issue inside the valve train, inside the valve train, the valve train at the top end. Bent valve, and then when you set it correctly it's ploughing into the head, ploughing into the piston, so we're going to have to take the top end off. Let's take that off and have a look, see what's going on in there. Got a 10 mil.
Yeah. What we do? Please. Send me
Yeah,
them.
yeah, you don't know. Don't worry about the timing too much now, because I think just whip it off.
And just remember which one has the proper washer
Yeah,
on it.
yeah, because one of those head bolts is steel for the head.
Got the gallery in it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it comes up. One of the studs is slightly smaller. I got it. Put the head stuff in there, Dad.
Okay.
I don't really. Well, I say it can't be. I saw the valves going up and down, but you never know.
We've come this far.
I've got. There's something not right in there. I just can't figure it out. Either it's been rebuilt by someone else and they've used the wrong parts, like different, series of engines and stuff.
Yeah, because it's not actually a YX engine, is it?
No, it's sort of like a weird. It's got the bigger clutch in it and stuff, so. Don't need to take that off and pull off with the head, but okay. Right,
No, not quite.
do this corner here. Pass it here, I'll do it from this side. Pass it here, I'll do it from this side. Here you go. That should pull off now. Yeah, I'll do it. Got it? Fucking hell, you're making a dog's fucking dinner of that. Okay, let's have a look in that. Still got a cam in it. Okay, here's my shot. Yeah, we've still got valves in it. Yeah. It's got a massive oil gallery in the bottom. Yeah, you're gonna have to get that out because I can't fucking do both.
Isn't it?
It's gonna make it worse. Here it is. Go the other way. You won't get it past. You're gonna have to.
So I can get that out of the way.
Yeah, you've got to do it that way. Like that, and then get it out. Because I couldn't do it because I got the camera. That's it. That's it, give it me. Okay, so still got valves in. Not like eating up or anything. There's a piston in it. Don't do that too much because of the timer and stuff. Okay. So what is going on in that? Could be the bottom end. Now we've got to see if it turns over thingy because it turns over fine with the timing. Yeah. So. Right. Piston looks okay. It's in the right way and everything. Okay, let's do some investigating. Right, so I found the issue. No matter what I did with the cylinder head, I couldn't find any issues with the cylinder head. Valves were seated, piston was good, Literally everything checked out, so I put it back together. We used the old gaskets, we really shouldn't have. We probably will freshen them back up once we go back in. And no matter what I did was, the timing just kept locking up. I was using the correct timing marks and everything else, and I thought, you know what, maybe it's because he's used a 50 generator. And so I removed it, and the Woodruff key is sheared. So there's the piece of the Woodruff key there, and it's all just stuck inside here. And it completely broke off, sheared, and then the crank then is obviously not the timing out electronically, not mechanically. So when I TDC'd it here, it was out clearly because the generator had skipped round, not the timing hadn't jumped. So the timing hadn't jumped, it was actually the electronic side of the timing. So I'm going to try and find another Woodruff key for this, put this all back together and see if it will fire up now. Obviously I've got to retime it again properly once I put the correct Woodruff key in and the timing marks in the right place. Because as soon as I took it off, I was spinning it round, and I got the piston to TDC, and I was looking at the marks, and they were nowhere near. And then it finally dawned on me what's happened. So hopefully this crank's savable. Doesn't look bad, but we've got plenty of spares here, so we'll see what we've got on the shelf.
And it's a straight road. Turn right, turn right, turn right, and left into his driveway, and that was it. It's a proper piece of it. He's a nice guy, actually.
Probably selling you a dodgy point.
Well, no, he didn't tell me anything about it. He just said, it is what it is.
Don't see if we've got all of those flywheels on the shelf.
Anyone?
Well, one of these. That won't go on it. It's too small. This one might go, but it's been burred and battered. I'll grab over another one. It's a bit burred and battered. If we've got one on the shelf, then great. It's burred the crank a bit, but hopefully it'll sort it out. Yeah, we should be able to get that. Yeah, so we've got a couple. We'll use one of these other ones because this is better. That's better. That one had too much slop in it. Ah, that's better. Okay. Yeah. Just pull it into stock. That one, that's better. Give me some Loctite as well. There's the Loctite.
I know exactly where everything is. The problem is fucking finding it.
Some blob of Loctite on it.
Going to get into Edward Mine in Wales that time.
When the pulley come off.
Is that what came off?
Yeah.
The nut comes loose and then it starts to rattle.
Yeah, it started making a weird knocking noise, didn't it?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, that engine's done. Then we pulled it off and we had to knock that guy's door. Please lend me a spanner.
Then some sort of end up keeping.
Right, the issues we found is the Woodruff key was broken and the timing was out. Whether or not this engine's going to be any good, but we pulled the head off and everything looked good. The valves and pistons, valves and the pistons piston looked okay. We had to reuse the head gasket. It's not the best way of doing it, but I wanted to this is just to get it fired up. Well, if it runs, then we'll order a load of bits for it, new oil filters, keep it a full thing. So hoping it's going to start. It may not. I had to guess the time, and I'll tell you what the issue was one of the flywheel, the generator cover. What he's done is when they've fitted this engine, they've taken the stator plate and everything out and then just lobbed it into this engine. While the timing mark on there is for a 50, and it doesn't go with the timing mark on the cam. So I'm having to guess where the time was. So what I did was I had a rough idea where the timing mark would be via the Woodruff key and then mark the pulley. So it's going to be close. If it fires and runs, then I think Dad's going to order a proper 150 lightweight generator for it, because it's still got the 50 generator. So they're beating around the bush. Let's see if it will fire up. So we've got fuel on, choke on, and let's see if it's got any compression now. Claps on. Happy?
Yeah.
See if you can start it then. It literally went first kick.
Really?
Yeah, seriously, went first kick. You got to put the wires back together, dickhead. You put the wires back together. Cable, the bottle cable's too tight on it. You put it in the gear, the clutch will be stopped. Dad, the clutch will be seized. It is. Don't steer the other way, you'll fucking go through the bench. It will, it'll jump, it'll just stall. Oh, there. That'll do, turn it off. It's gonna need a new timing chain. It's rattling his head off. And then you need to go ahead now and order all the bits for it.
Yeah.
Literally, I literally went that first kick and it fired straight up. Happy with that? That'll do. Right, so we've got Dad's monkey up and running. It needed a fair bit of work than we thought. The guy said he had a carb issue or he was spitting out fuel or something and it wouldn't start. What actually happened was the Woodruff kid sheared on the crank and that had knocked the timing out on the engine, and because this was a 50 stator that was in it, the timing mark didn't match up with the cam, so it was sort of like I had to like use a 140 generator cover, mark where it would be for the timing marks, then set it, and literally you wouldn't, if it hadn't been on camera you wouldn't believe it, it literally went half a kick and it fired straight up and it ran. The throttle cable was a bit tight, it's caught in the headstock or the frame where my dad's put it on, so that needs sorting, but literally every kick in it fires straight up. It's got a bit of a tap in it, the timing chain's been stretched, so I've told him, I said, look, get a fresh headset for it, we're going to put brand new head gasket and a full gasket set for the top end, and then I said once we pull the stator off we'll get him a proper lightweight stator and we'll put a brand new timing chain in it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, you know, like, comment, subscribe, tell me you hate the video, you like the video, and ciao for now. Yeah, because when Mick films, he looks like he's Michael J. Fox and he's got Parkinson's. I had to put it in a special stabiliser program. It took an hour to straighten all the footage out.